So it's been about 6 months since Apple unveiled the exact same looking Apple Watch Series 2. We didn't do much coverage on it here because I didn't think it was that exciting. I've been switching for the past 3 months between an iPhone 7 Plus and the Pixel, and when I use the iPhone, I've got an Apple Watch Series 2 that I've just kind of wanted to try. So I figured I'd share my opinions on it. Since we didn't do an unboxing, we didn't do a review, I kind of just ignored it because I felt it was kind of blah. But having actually used one, have my opinions changed? I'm asking to myself, already knowing the answer. And if you couldn't tell, my general answer is still the same feeling I had on the original Apple Watch. Shrug emoji is kind of what it is. I went in with its big expectations thinking, okay, new watch, it's more powerful. I'm going to use third-party apps. They're going to load crazy fast on here, brighter screen. It's got some waterproofing in it. I can go swimming. I can bathe my son. I'm jazzed for the new iPhone. Then I put it on my wrist and I use it exactly the same way I used the last gen. Meaning use it for notifications, tell the time, and to try and close my rings so I remind me to get up and walk. That's the extent that I personally use the wearable. And Apple sold like 5.5 million of these things last quarter, so I might be in the minority. People are obviously buying these things in droves because they're using them for something. I'm having a hard time though seeing what they're really useful for. And I'm saying that fully aware of the irony, I think is probably the right word. I'm using one while I'm saying I don't see much of a purpose to it. But do you guys see much of a use for your wearables? I do like the waterproofing. That is definitely come in handy. I'll sort of forget that I got it on and stick my hand in a bath and water fills up, and it's cool how the water ejects. At first, I thought my watch was a little judgy, reminding me to stand up and tell me to breathe. But then I started to appreciate it, started calling me fat, and then I got a little mad at it. But at least for the most part, I've liked those kind of notifications that it can do. But I don't use any third-party apps. In fact, when I try to use third-party apps, despite them being loaded directly on the watch, they launch extremely slow. So by the time I could just do this, find the app I want, and then open it up, I could just take out my phone. And that's really true for a lot of things here. I do use it though. One big positive use for me is if I want to play music in the car and I'm using Apple Music, using my phone, and I say, hey Siri, I apologize, I activated probably a ton of phones, doesn't always work on the iPhone. But holding it up to my wrist and saying that same command, I won't do it twice, is much more responsive. The speakerphone's better on it, but I really don't answer many calls on my watch. I don't unlock my computer with it. For me, it's not worth $370. Thinking about getting an Apple Watch, I still recommend going for the first gen, the Series 1, I guess. You can get that for a way bigger discount and get almost exactly the same experience, save for waterproofing and some little brightness issues on the screen. So that was my Apple Watch, I guess, 2 review, thoughts, ramblings. It's still meh. I think save your money. Save them put it away for school. Buy a stocks. Take your lady friend or your gentleman friend out for a nice dinner. That'll probably give you a much more rewarding experience than you're going to get dropping $370 minimum on an Apple Watch. Which is expensive. That's like Apple tax times 4. So let me know what you guys think. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Before I end though, I do want to give a shout out to the comment of the day. And this one might be one of my favorite comments ever from Christian P, who commented on what I've been waiting for, 4 cool things coming this month. I was a little excited in that video. I was geeking out about some tech, and I always made a comment that people think I'm high on something. And I said, I'm not, I'm just high on life. And Christian said, Jonathan's the last person anyone would suspect to be smoking something. I mean, just look at the guy. He's a walking advertisement for dad sweaters. At first I was like, hey man, F off. And then I looked down. I was like, all right, Christian P, I feel you. So his link to his channel will be down below if you guys want to be featured in upcoming comments of the day. It's pretty obvious. Bro, leave a comment. I just watched Sausage Party last night, so that was my douche impression. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.